Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Mean Boys podcast with John Dimaggio for some reason.
Why?
Oh,
Yeah.
mind-blowing, dude. He's fucking great.
We're in the trap with the one and only, the God. We're lucky enough to work with him on the forthcoming Historical Roasts Netflix series, and he was such a fucking mensch that he came and did the podcast.
Such a cool dude. We actually went to the Starburn Studios for the first time ever to record this one.
Yeah, we did.
Overwhelmingly nice. I loved it.
Yeah, the problem is we lost 20 minutes of look how dumb our house is, Riff.
Yeah.
Be funny quicker.
What a tragedy. But, yeah, it was fucking awesome. John was great. You can hear all about what he's got going on. He's talking about Twitter controversy and MAGA trolls and racist pizza play. Everything is covered.
This is strap in, everybody.
Yeah. And another big exciting announcement. The tour dates are locked.
Oh, fuck.
We're coming to see you guys. I'm fucking stoked. I've been itching to get back out there and press the flesh with all of you beautiful pig children. Here's where we're going, guys. And these tickets are all live up on meanboyspodcast.com. The link in the show notes. They're on our Twitter or on the website. Everywhere you find them, they're there. Please gobble them up. They're $10. There's no item minimums. It's a punk rock evening of comedy and podcasting sometimes.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. So March 28th, we're going to Houston. We'll be at the Secret Group.
Woo!
March 29th, we're going to Austin.
Shit.
We'll be at the Vel.
2 Texas? We're doing 2 Texas?
No,
March
we're doing
30th.
3 Texas.
We're going to be in motherfucking Plano, Texas.
Oh, motherfucker is right.
Which
That's
is
triple the Texas.
Which is near Dallas, and please shut up and just drive there. 'Cause I emailed every person in Dallas.
Yeah,
and none of them wanted anything to do with this gay show.
A lot of you in Dallas were like, we like Mean Boys. Every building in Dallas hates us.
Yeah.
So,
So we're in Plano. Sorry, but please
I
understand.
promise we're driving further than you are.
That's a very good point. We'll be at the DV8 Theater. March 31st, Kansas City.
Holy shit.
Not
Battle of
Texas.
the Bottoms. April 1st, St. Louis, the Heavy Anchor.
Not an April
A
Fool's.
place named after Keith's body.
Solid.
April 5th.
April 5th.
April 1st, St. Louis, the Heavy Anchor. April 5th, Mashville.
Mashville.
Come get mashed.
Nashville, Tuna Sioux.
Yeah, Mashville. Sure.
We got to do a Mean Boys mosh pit there.
No, yeah,
Mean
sure.
Boys mosh pit in Mashville.
We'll be in Nashville at the Springwater Supper Club.
Yeah, dude. Supper, Springwater. What more do you like? And then Sunday, April 7th, Orlando, Florida, at the Geek Easy in the back of A Comic Shop, which is what it's called. That's a matinee show because it's WrestleMania that night, which we should have honestly could not be a bigger competition to our audience.
There's never been a more Mean Boys sentence than we got to do the show in Florida early. WrestleMania starts at 4.
Yeah. So here's the deal. That's a 2:30 show. It's going to be rocking. We know there's a lot of you guys out in Orlando and in the other outlying regions of Florida. We couldn't hit anywhere else in Florida, so this is as close as we're going to be for a while.
Yeah, if you're in Tampa, don't hold out for a Tampa show. Come to Orlando.
And it's at 2:30. You can be in bed by 7.
Yeah.
You know, we really. And
You'll
also
be back to getting stabbed in Tampa before the sun goes down.
and if you're a big WrestleMania fan, they're having a huge WrestleMania party with all kinds of shit at this bar, so you're not going to miss WrestleMania. You get a little Mean Boys, and then WrestleMania. What could be better?
Yeah, it's going to be fucking dope. Speaking of calls to the crowd, Atlanta, if you guys are listening and you want us to come to you, now is the time to fill out the tour sheet.
Because we really wanted to go to Atlanta. We were going to do that on the 6th, but it was, again, I emailed every single guy in Atlanta that even owns a microphone, and they all told me to go fuck myself. But if you're out there, fill out that tour sheet, and if we get enough, we'll be able to swing it financially. But as it's looking right now, it's going to be kind of rough. So if you're in Atlanta and you want a show, you got like a week to fucking make something happen and fill out the tour sheet.
Yeah.
But the rest of these are ready to rock. If you're in California and you want some live Mean Boys in your life, maybe you're feeling left out by these dates, shut the fuck up.
Shut your whore mouth.
Yeah.
We're going to San Diego.
Goddamn right. February 22nd, live Mean Boys podcast at the Madhouse Comedy Club right there in downtown San Diego.
Yeah.
And last time, I mean, we had the epic me trying soup at the Live Chicago show. That was a lot of fun. And, of course, Tom Goss has graciously offered his sanity and flesh for tasing purposes.
Sanity's already gone. Just flesh will be offered.
Yeah. So
We will drive your tits to madness.
Yeah.
I want to drive the flesh insane.
if you want to smell burning Tom, leave us an iTunes review. This guy writes, new listener, 5 stars. I thought I'd give this a podcast a try, so I listened to the most current episode, number 178 at the time. Within the first minutes of this podcast, I was promised bodily violence via electrocution of somebody. Name don't matter. What matters? Violence via electrocution.
Dude, welcome to the show, amigo.
Yeah, dude.
That is maybe my favorite iTunes review of all
I don't care
time.
who's getting hurt, but someone's getting hurt.
Yeah, and look, guys, I know it's a pain in the ass to make the account or recover the account and log in, but we're only 55 away. And it's not going to be not funny watching Tom try to, think of 7 different birds while he's being electrocuted. So I would get on that if I was you.
We're 55 away?
55 away. Striking distance.
Guys,
I feel bad that my soup thing got the reviews up lickety split. I feel bad for
truly
Tom here
by it. Yeah,
because people think that tasing you is just not going to do anything.
I don't know. Well, yeah, it's split down the middle where people are going, should you do that? And other people are like, you would have done that for fun. It's just like,
yeah,
what? Yeah, the 600 iTunes reviews, I'll behead myself for you. What the fuck do I got to do to move the needle here? Come on.
Well, speaking of moving the needle, in sadder news,
man, heck of a segue. One of the OG.
Speaking of moving the needle into a sick friend of the show's arm.
Yeah, one of the OG pig children, Lacey Boblack, posted that a friend of hers, Bryce Fisher, is a super cool dude, artist, rad guy. He has cancer. He's beating the shit out of it. And he needs to get this real gnarly experimental treatment that could really help him out. It's not covered by his insurance. So I posted on Twitter that if any of you guys were able to throw a few bucks, you might get a personal shout-out in the intro. And a bunch of you guys actually came through. I figured it would be like
fucking awesome.
1 or 2 guys.
That was really
kind
cool,
of a
guys.
bunch of you. Yeah,
so
and if only there was
we
somebody...
appreciate it. He appreciates it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's really great. We'll throw that in the show notes as well if you guys have a few bucks and you want to throw it over to Bryce and help him out. Because it really is a cool thing, and we do love you guys, and we can't believe that we have souls.
I can't believe anyone gives a shit about anything that happens in this room, to be honest with you. So thank you for that.
Really baffling. But if only there was somebody to give these guys a shout-out who had a voice so annoying, it would surely ruin the evening of every one of our roommates.
Oh,
Wretched pig children! Join me in the battle against the whore cancer! Like Eric Veith, Jesse Wagner, Eric Sternenberg, probably. The Bob known as Klingerman, Jason Keppick, Tim Duncan, Kyle Viter, the Large Meek, ye firebones of old, and of course the Herald of the Short Bus, Ryan Murphy. There you guys go.
Yeah.
If you don't know, if you're new to the show because you came for Dimaggio and you don't know what the fuck that was, keep listening. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, check out the best of episode or whatever. Also, we got like 5 meanies left. So if you want one, we pretty much got black and brown, the 2 shittiest colors. So if you want a beanie to match your Model T, then you can have one right now.
To match your burned down house. Yeah, buy one today. They're going to be gone.
We're like out, and I don't know. We're probably not going to make it until fall. So if you want one, go get one. That's a quick plug. We had Opie stop by the house today for the Patreon bonus content. You'll hear a clip from that later in the show. We said Rob Zoref as well. And it's only $5 a month for every single Thursday. You get another hour of Mean Boys in your ears, keeping you company.
Yeah. I don't want to tease it, but $5 a month, you get over on the Patreon and you listen to this episode, you will hear the most offensive joke I've ever told.
Yeah, and you get to hear Opie being my favorite problematic black guy. He's just he's got a lot of great opinions.
Yeah.
So that's there, and then $10 a month. What are they getting in the mail this month, Tom? Every month we give you a little goodie.
Yeah, and this goodie is good. It is the I just make noises.
You set
sometimes.
Tom up for layups, and then he just grabs a wiffle ball bat and hits the basketball into the crowd.
Yeah.
Words will be said now. A cone zone keychain.
You really drum rolled the wrong half. Pizza party. Hey, yeah, I assumed.
Why do you say anything the way you do?
Gotta keep you guys on your toes.
Yeah, well, that's where I am, and you can keep a keychain in your pants if you are
great.
a Patreon guy.
Now we're catching it.
Yeah.
So
I'm contagious, man.
You got a couple more days to jump on before the end of the month if you want to get the Cones on keychain, $10 a month. And we got a bunch of other fun perks if you jump on at higher tiers. But, get up on the Patreon.
yeah,
Hit up
once we get to $2,500, we're going to fist Ramsey. So,
I don't know.
guys, Paige is mad.
Now is not the time.
I do love all these inside jokes in the intro of the show that actual new listeners are going to be listening
Here's what you
to.
should do if you don't know what any of that meant. Jump on the Mean Boys subreddit.
Oh, yeah, dude.
There's a shockingly active community of ne'er-do-wells over there posting pictures of shoes and weird fan fiction about our butts.
I know, yeah, our Mean Boys. Some guy was like, I started doing Roast Battle because of Mean Boys, and I won the prize money, so I bought 2 pairs of shoes like Connor. And I was like, what fucking horrible influences
What a
have I
terrible role
become?
model you are. Like, well, I called my friend gay and then got sneakers.
Yeah, like don't be a mean hype beast. There's one is too many. But yeah, seriously, that was awesome. The Reddit's awesome, and especially the Discord is popping off these days. There's a link for that in the show notes, and it's basically a chat room where but there's very little Mean Boys discussion. It's
And that's
just
fine.
It's
Like,
just the kind of stuff that you guys would enjoy. You're
Yeah.
making recipes, pipe bombs, things like
A
that.
lot of genitals.
There's a good amount of naked. You could, if you ever wanted to know who. I wonder if the people who listen to this show have dicks. Well, they do, and they're big, and they're available to view.
Yeah, they have very large dicks that I'm very impressed by.
Yeah, bigger than mine.
Yeah,
And
mine
I gotta
too.
figure
Big ol'
Tom's.
honkers.
Yeah, so big dicks over there. I think that's all the business out of the way.
One more thing is Keith's too humble to bring it up, but his fucking recording last night went great, and you guys should definitely pick up his album when it comes out.
Oh yeah, Partylicious.
I
A
recorded my
rousing
second album,
success.
Partylicious. Here's a fun thing. I literally wrote a tag featuring the word Partylicious just to justify calling the record that because Connor turned that into my waking nightmare. And then remembered to do every single joke last night except for that joke.
Yeah.
But I also
So
already
funny.
told everyone I'm calling
Yeah.
it Partylicious. So God damn it, this is my album.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
literally you forgot that joke because you were crushing so hard that you just fucking moved on without saying the extra tag. It's gonna be great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's keep an eye out for that on Radland Records.
Yeah, so that's all the business out of the way, and now sit back, relax, and enjoy the one and only Mr. John fucking Bender from when I was a kid, Dimaggio.
Niggas are mean, niggas are mean, niggas are mean. Niggas are mean, niggas are mean, niggas are mean.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Mean Boys Podcast. Bite my shiny metal dick. I'm Connor McSpadden.
I'm Tom Goss.
I'm Keith Carey.
Hey, and I'm John Dimaggio. You're supposed to cut me off.
Yeah, well, it's never once worked out. I was going to say you look like the owner of a whites-only pizzeria. That was
Whites only pizzeria.
Fast fired on a burning cross, each whites only pizza.
even by Italian standards, still pretty racist.
That's rough. Wow.
No olives, that's a little too dark for us.
And no eggplant parmesan. That's really an
Well,
awful
because
joke.
we
but
all
it's
know
funny.
what, we know what kind of dick the eggplant is, and it's definitely not one of the good ones here at Whites Only Pizzeria.
Small dicks only. Get out.
Ah, come on.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
man.
God. John Dimaggio, for some reason, is joining us in the studio.
The amount of tweets we got that were like, who made John do this?
He's
Really?
like,
Yeah.
Everyone was like, did he hit Tom in the middle of the night and do this to get square?
I'm
Because-
the hit guy.
Yeah? Jesus. Nah, I'm all right. Everything's cool.
Yeah, everyone's here, their own volition.
That's it.
Yeah, we let you working on historical roasts.
Exactly. And we had such a fucking good time. That was such a blast.
Yeah, we bonded over you wearing the saddest old fat man
Oh,
pants.
God, those pants were just like...
They put you in these wool pants.
They showed my fucking... My gut and they emphasized my penis. That's not a gunt. That's a good.
You had the
There
man
was-
cam.
yeah,
though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it
There
was-
was too much definition for it to be a gunt. I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
contours.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, all right.
A gunt
well,
is just like if you had a roast, like an Arby's roast beef and cheddar, just in your
Yeah,
waistline.
I shouldn't be able to trace your balls from 6 feet
Okay,
away.
there you go. That's it. Then there you go.
And just from what I understand, they were locking in flavor like a Ziploc.
Oh yeah, nah, I'm telling you, it fucking smelled like fucking chicken bouillon all night.
Yeah, everything happening in the taint of those pants was chemical warfare.
That's you can't fucking put nuts up against polyester. That's just not fair.
You're gonna lose every
just
time.
not fair. You can't-
It's like fucking Space Jam and the Monstars.
Yeah, yeah.
Polyester's got it locked, kid. Fucking locked. It
was so funny because Keith and I were big dorks, we're big fans, and we're like, oh shit, that's John DeMaggio. We don't want to bother him.
Yeah.
And then we walk outside, and you're smoking and loudly complaining about nut fog, and conversation never flowed easier. Couldn't have de-starstruck myself quicker.
There
It
you
was
go.
perfect.
You were like, "Oh, I got this. I'm in this wheelhouse."
Like you looked like a what's that? Like a Teamster that got lucky. You're like, they put me in the show. I don't know shit. Do I get like a whole sandwich now, like the rich people do?
I swear to God, I try and get into whenever I get to a job. That's the kind of way I feel about it.
oh yeah,
you know?
hey,
It feels
Bobby
like-
Forklift got called up to the big leagues.
Yeah, it's just
Every
like,
time
come
you
on, kid, you can do it for us.
You get any gig and you feel like you pulled one over on
Yeah,
someone, and
you know,
you're just like, all right, show up, be cool, take as many loose meats as you can.
Yeah, exactly. You expect people to be like in a dive bar, a whole bunch of like really seedy looking people watching a television that like like a non like flat TV in the corner. Like, come on, kid, you can do it. Do one for the neighborhood.
Like
you
they're
know?
begging on you like it's a horse race.
Yeah.
Why did John say, "Yo, Adrian, I did it" at the end every time? It's really weird. I mean,
It kind of blew the takes, but like we'll cut around
It
it.
seemed like it meant a lot to him.
Oh, God.
I think that's a stand-up comedian thing because you have a stand-up background, and like I have a problem where since this is what I do anyway, I don't feel like I've earned any of the money I make, so I'm always just like, "What? I'm just having. I can't believe it. What? You know?
We feel like hucksters constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a sense of like pulling the wool over people's eyes. Like, I'm really pulling this off. This
Yeah,
is
I'm just
great.
talking about my dick, and then you gave me $200.
Yeah,
It's insane.
yeah.
Every time I do my taxes, I feel like I'm lying, even though I'm not. Because I'm like, wait, yeah, I was W-9'd by the city of Pittsburgh, Kansas, for $600 for an ill-fated basement memorial gig.
To roast the mayor's corpse or what the fuck ever you do.
Yeah.
Just being in this room is overwhelming to me. Like this room is this is the room's purpose is for us to be. We don't have rooms like
Yeah,
that.
we generally record in our crack house, so it's weird for us to be in the big boy space.
Yeah.
Tom
all right.
lives in a kitchen.
I do.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
On
Well,
top, on top of the fridge or
no,
something like
between
that?
like the kitchen and the bathroom.
Oh, that's rough.
You remember
the
the
smells, man? It's just like
basically
fucking cumin and ass. Yeah. Like what
Oh, we
happened?
don't cook with cumin.
How dare
I was
you
gonna
think we have
say.
spice money?
Yeah, spice money.
No, we just have
We ain't got no goddamn spice
Yeah,
money.
the only
motherfucker.
spice we use is the top ramen pack.
Oh
and
my
that's 100%
God.
of
We got
it.
the one single mom jug of Laurie seasoning that we use for everything from cakes to burritos.
It tastes like porn.
That one,
Yeah,
it's like the
everything
same.
does.
Tastes like porn.
It's like
Pork.
what sailors use to make like hardtack. You know, it's like it's for salting meat for long ocean voyages. That's the only seasoning we have access to.
We all have scurvy.
You guys could use a couple of limes. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Hey, that crazy guy that's got the bag of oranges, he's working off something. He's a little under the weather.
God.
Oh man.
Did you do any of that crazy road stuff when you were first starting? Because that was the
hell
heyday
yeah.
of all that. So there had
absolutely,
to be like,
man. We would have to drive to places like. I remember doing a show in Providence, Rhode Island. We had to drive from Philadelphia on a Saturday.
Okay.
Oh, it's like up 95. We had to drive, and then we stayed in a crack house in East Providence.
Hell yeah.
Like a crack hotel, like a shitty place. And we got caught in the worst traffic, and we had to get there, and we were doing this like. Barry Katz was our manager. I was in a comedy team called Red Johnny and the Round Guy way back in the day, in the 90s, for Christ's sakes. And we had to get up there and do this. It was a battle of the comedy teams, man. It was unbelievable.
oh no,
Industry standard, man. Come on, let's go.
We're gonna pit them against each other.
I love Barry. Barry's an old dear friend.
What do you want to
But-
do less at 8 in.the.morning than battle another comedy team?
No.
If someone said, "Hey, Mean Boys, you and the Sklar Brothers, 9 a.m.," I'd be like, "Fucking kill me."
I'll get on to the Sklar Brothers in a second.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Some bridges.
I saw him in the other room, so they're close. I saw him in here.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, but it was. But we had to go up against Cato and Morin, this comedy team from Boston, that was fucking legendary, and we had to go on after them.
Oh yeah, because those Boston guys were just like unstoppable.
They were unstoppable.
Yeah.
Some of those cats was fucking ridiculous, and this comedy team was so fucking good. And we were so shitty. By the time we did our first bit, like our first song, I had broken out into a sweat. We were supposed to do like 45 minutes. We ended up doing like 20. We got the fuck out of there. It was horrible. Joe Rogan was hosting.
Oh, shit.
And to this day, like even after that gig, even when he saw us kill in New York, even after he would still look at us like, man, I saw you. I know what you did.
You can't get like that confidence dick hard, you know?
Yeah, no.
Man. And I can sympathize with this because there's no worse feeling as a fat comic than realizing you're sweating enough that it's a problem to
and
talk.
I was thin then. I was fucking thin then. I was thin then, and I was sweating my fucking ass.
That was a little foreshadowing.
It was rough, man. It was fucking rough.
We got to cut the show early. John ran out of liquid.
But Barry had set it up because we had been doing so well. Barry set it up for us to fail.
Oh, he's trying to like fucking
trying to bring us
knock you
down,
down.
humble us.
Really?
And then we went on the next night and opened, and it was fucking golden. It was perfect.
Right, you just bombed the one
Just
that fucked
bombed
you
the
up.
one, yeah. And it was just like, no.
What type of Yoda lesson is that? Like, this
No,
client's getting too cocky.
Yeah,
I got a gig. You do it.
Whatever it was, it was. But we did shit gigs.
There's a Red Hat Society funeral, and you know what these people need? A laugh.
Barry, there's a constant joke about Barry, like just being like, "Listen, man, I've got a gig for you. It's in Portland, Maine. You've got to drive to Boston and pick up Don Gavin. It's $75. It's tonight, man. Can you do it?" Absolutely, Barry, no problem. Sorry, man, it's canceled. That was the joke about Barry. But I've done gigs at I remember doing a gig at an Elks Lodge in Natick, Massachusetts, and it was we pulled up
Natick, not some kind of like athletic antiperspirant spray.
Yeah. Natick actually is where Doug Flutie went to high school. Doug Flutie was from Natick, Massachusetts.
And that's where they peaked,
minutes,
huh?
About 45 minutes west of Boston, right? And we show up and we're just like, holy shit. And me and my partner used to do rap songs. Like I'd beatbox and he would rap and we'd do these things. We'd do commercial parodies and all sorts of shit and little sketches and shit. And we killed. We fucking killed. We killed, but we were more of a city act, you know?
Yeah, a little bit of critical thinking that might have escaped the Natick audience.
But let me tell you something. This was one of the best gigs we ever had. We went in there and there were 3 generations of this community. So it was the people our age, the people the people our age, the people that were their parents, which fucking the parents could dig us because they could identify with us because they had kids, and then the grandparents who were just sitting there getting shit-faced, cheap beer at the Elks.
They're just happy to hear sound while they drink themselves to
it
death.
was one of the best gigs we ever had.
Wait,
they were the nicest crowd ever.
Which Bud Lights for spitting and which is for drinking? Hell with it. Let's make some white trash Clamato. I know the audience you're talking about very well.
Dude, I watched my mom one time drink a cigarette butt out of a thing of Clamato.
Oh, my
And it's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
fucking
my mom parties.
Oh my God! Well, Keith and I had to roast the whole real estate company as Santa and an elf, and 20 minutes of death.
Yeah,
The
and,
audio of this is beautiful.
Yeah, it basically was so bad a guy almost got fired as the CEO of his company for hiring us.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
We almost caused a major shakeup with the booking.
We fucking big shorted a dude out of a job by calling somebody a gay too hard.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it's somewhere around the 5th, you're just a Botoxed housewife who doesn't love her kids joke. We got sandmaned out of the banquet hall.
Oh my God!
We stole a bunch of crab cakes and got the fuck out of there.
I just remember the visual of me running with a cup of hot chocolate I had stolen to your car, pounding it, throwing the glass into the woods, and then us fucking peeling out of the parking lot.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, I think
I never had that happen.
I think we were
God
splitting
damn.
like $350.
Well, I mean, we're in the space where it's like we get hired to do like the roast guy stuff, and
Right.
people always think they want to get roasted. And
They don't.
And then
No.
you do it, and they realize, wait a minute, I suck, and you're fired. Like,
No, roasting is for people that can handle it. Being roasted and roasting someone is if you can't do the dozens, you just stay out of the way.
Yeah, you're gonna
stay
get
out of
hurt,
the way.
like-
You're gonna get fucking hurt if you can't dish it out and take it as well. Then you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
And people think that I can. No, you can't.
Yeah,
no,
you can hang
can't.
with your dumb friends at like the water cooler calling you shirt dumb.
No,
but yeah.
no, you can't hang.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you say things and people interpret it differently, and there's weird consequences. Speaking of which, how's Twitter going, John?
Twitter's going fucking great.
I know
my
what
God.
happened. These guys, I don't think know what happened.
I don't think I do know what happened.
Well, listen, it was a tweet about those kids from Kentucky, those Covington Catholic kids.
Yeah, the kid with the MAGA hat and the kids who were like staring down the Indian guy.
Oh yeah, those creeps.
Yeah.
All right. So there was a tweet that was that announced that like they were getting death threats, and and I wrote this on Twitter. What I should have written was
In your official capacity as the CEO of White's Only Pizzeria.
Yeah.
Keep it up,
Exactly.
team. Keep it up. I'm glad I
Exactly.
sponsored your Little League team.
Yes, from
God.
the desk of the Red Baron.
That couldn't be more anti-appropriate than that. Wow. But basically, like, I should have said, I'm not fucking surprised about this. Like,
Yeah.
But instead I tried to be clever, and I was like, never, what did I write down? I actually have it. Hold it, because I took a picture of it, because I deleted it. Because
Yeah, so did a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people deleted it because
Yeah,
it was
don't-
like, wow. What did I say? I said, I've never in my life said, well, those are well-deserved death threats. But I've also learned to never say never. I hashtagged it, fuck them punk-ass white kids. Yeah. And people were like, and people thought that I was endorsing death threats.
Yeah, which is insane.
Which
That's
is
clearly not
fucking
what you're saying.
not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was a poorly worded joke.
Yeah.
You guys got it because you're comics. It's funny. No. My wife was just like, why didn't you let me read that before you fucking posted it? You fucking idiot. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, baby.
I like
I'm
your
sorry.
wife is your death threat tweet publicist.
Exactly.
Like,
He's
hang on,
just
move
like,
the comma
let
here,
me
and then it's not a
see,
crime.
Come over here.
You know I got veto power.
Yeah.
It's my money
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
Veto Power is the name of the guy who runs the White's Only
You know.
Pizzeria.
Hey, Veto Power here. Come on down to my pizzeria. No, but then I followed up with people were like, you're saying death. I was like, I'm not saying death threats are okay, but you reap what you sow. And people are like, reap what you sow. They interpret it as like some you're
Weird
bringing you
coded,
death threats.
yeah.
No, you reap if you act like an ass. Like one piece of advice my father said to me was, if you fuck around, you lay around. Meaning, if you talk shit, you're gonna you get knocked out.
Yeah, talk shit, you get hit.
You know,
Like,
you're
this
gonna
is
get fucking popped, and that's what I meant. But people were like, reap what you sow. You're saying that children will be killed and kill the children. And it's just like, nah, dude, I'm not saying that.
Well, it's the things like dorks on the far right do, where just like they're totally fine talking shit, and then as soon as you say anything, they catch you slipping.
No.
Then they get
all
real-
pearl
they get
coated.
real fucking triggered.
And they do.
Yeah.
And it's all
And-
bullshit. It's facetious.
Yeah,
like
but
it's the
it
James
is
Gunn
facetious.
thing. It's,
However, I didn't issue an apology. That wasn't enough. It's never enough.
yeah,
for
well,
those
yeah, we
people.
got somebody tweeting at us about it
So-
when we
so
retweeted
it's
that
just
you were
like-
doing
so
the
it's-
show.
but
How
I
dare you
was-
give your mighty platform to
Yeah,
a hate monger?
yeah. But it's just like it was, and I was just like, I'm sorry. You know what? Yeah, I didn't. Wanting death threats against these kids that's not my intention. Like, are you kidding? I love kids. It's fine. I love kids, but Trump politics, yeah, kids, no. I was like, truly sorry, and I am truly sorry.
Yeah.
that people thought that I would want people to harm children, because that's what they are. They're children.
Mortifying.
Yeah.
They're fucking spoiled
dicks,
rich kid
yeah.
children.
Yeah,
They're pain in the
yeah.
ass. 1 to 4 years from now, they're going to be young adults and they're going to be assholes. But that's
Yeah.
And
that's
then
what-
we'll
that's
kill
what-
them.
yeah.
Yes, when they're
No,
right.
that's not.
Well, I mean, here's the
But
thing.
you
is
know
like,
what I mean?
Yeah, no,
obviously,
obviously, 100%.
they're raising shitty kids. They're raising these people are going to be shitty adults.
I just don't know where does the benefit of the doubt come in? Because as I said in the hallway, I feel like the voice of Jake the dog would be pretty fucked if every 14-year-old white kid died. Because that's just buying the messenger bags at Spencer's Gifts.
I mean, why would I even infer that? That's not what I was
Right.
saying. And these people are like, you got to get on. I mean, somebody was just like, you won't be forgiven until you get on national television and issue an apology to those children. This is like, first of all,
Yeah.
how the fuck am I supposed to snap my fingers and get on national
Is
television?
there nothing better going on at MSNBC
Yeah,
than...
yeah, like what the fuck?
you're like, I keep trying to get on national.
Isn't the government shut down?
Yeah,
Fucking-
we need airtime for this.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is the
like,
pressing
what
issue.
the
People
fuck?
assume it's so easy to just get on TV once you're famous. You're like, I got Futurama back on twice.
Yeah,
like, there's only so many times they can get you off TV.
People are like, but people, they're tweeting it, It's, and it's funny, too, because I got a bunch of death threats. I reported them. I blocked them. It's just like, all right. In fact, you know what's funny? I have two people that
somehow got my telephone number.
Oh, shit.
One of them left a number. I mean, both of them left a number.
Right.
One of them left a message, but it's just like, wow. How stupid can you be that I can see your fucking telephone number? What the fuck?
You didn't even have to star 69.
No,
It's right the fuck
no, it's
there.
right the fuck there. One's from Alabama and the other one's from Arkansas.
Shocking.
Those are robocalls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And here's why that's a bad call. Like, of all the voices I don't want to hear call me at 3 a.m. being like, start some shit, it's your voice.
Oh, my God. You know, it's just like, but listen.
Yeah, now a
I
Gears
don't-
of War character is going to be making you shit your pants
Yes,
because you wanted to be
exactly.
tough on the internet. You
Yeah.
want to take it up with Marcus Phoenix, sir?
Yeah. No, but listen, I truly was like, you know, my wife was just like, what the fuck, man? You're not putting anything positive out there
Right.
with this. This isn't cool. And I was like, oh shit, you're fucking right. I gotta fucking apologize. This isn't.
Yeah, I
this
get
is-
it.
You know, but I apologize for the thing that they're accusing me of, which I'm not. I'm not endorsing death
Right.
threats against these kids, but I think they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I think, where the fuck, now listen, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was a chaperone / teacher / advisor or whatever when those fucking dudes, the black Israelites, who are fucking hilarious.
They
rule
they're
so
the
hard.
black Westboro Baptist Church.
they're
They
like,
are
I don't know
fucked
these
up.
people.
Tom Jones is a black man, or you get the fuck out of their office.
I don't know
Yeah.
these.
No,
He's
these
like,
guys.
Shakespeare
these guys
was black.
Yeah, these
Fucking-
guys are fucking out of their minds, and they stand on the street in New York City and various cities along the East Coast, and they fucking. I mean, and they're dressed in like ridiculous, you know, like
Star Wars
Israel,
bar, alien bar.
yes.
you
Star
know?
Wars alien.
Yes.
I swear to God,
Yeah,
like
it's the
Star Wars
Mos
bar
Eisley
bar.
Cantina on
Yes,
the fucking corner.
exactly.
Yes.
And they're fucking talking about, you know, you rapists of Africa, you white devils, and, you know, everybody. So they're out there, and they're giving these kids shit. Where was the fucking person that went, all right, everybody, come on, let's move. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead,
And if you have
this idiot says, no, we'll encounter that. We'll en masse
Yeah.
start our school spirit chant. Like, who the fuck? Get the fuck away from these antagonistic. You don't know what these fucking guys, these adults are going to do. If they're crazy enough to talk to you now and you start antagonize, what are you, an idiot? Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, you're asking for fucking trouble.
You're
at that
asking
point.
for trouble. You're
Yeah.
asking for trouble, and that's what the whole thing is. I mean, like, we see him on the street corner in New York. We're fucking, you know, and I posted this. It's like, you know, fucking lunchtime, eating a slice of pizza, sitting down. These fucking guys are talking about every, you know, faggot this and this, you know, every, all that shit.
Yeah.
All that hate speech.
Yeah, you're like, I watch the Ghetto Dinner Theater, and then I go back to work.
Exactly. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, this is good. Oh, my God.
I haven't seen this one yet.
They got a Swedish fucking tourist to stop and fucking talk with them.
What are they
Oh,
doing?
yeah.
Gay Jews stole our gold?
Yes,
This is amazing.
This is, oh my God, I can't believe
Oh my!
it.
They're doing a breakdance battle with one of the guys dressed up as a minion for tips. Get the camera.
So that's it. And like, people lost their minds and think I want to kill kids, and it's just the dumbest
I mean, here's why
fucking thing.
Here's why I really
ever.
think it's stupid. You're a blue collar guy. You seem like a straightforward guy. If you really wanted these kids dead, you'd just go kill the kids. Like, you seem like if you really cared that much, you'd get in the car, you'd drive to Kentucky, you'd be like, yeah, I got a bat. Fuck you.
You're a 50-year-old white guy from Boston. Killing kids is number one on the resume.
Jersey.
Oh,
Jersey.
okay.
I really want kids.
Killing anyone is on the book then.
It's a whole, it's everybody.
Yeah, New Jersey is built on a people that used to live in New Jersey graveyard.
He keeps a hefty
absolutely
bag
right.
folded up in his wallet like an American flag for just such an incident.
God. Nah, but that's just it. And people are fucking crazy in this day and age, and these Trump people are just fucking nuts, and there's bots, and there's like it's just
crazy. Yeah,
it's just nuts, and I mean, like, death threats, like fucking death threats.
And anyone who's got anything going on that doesn't word something absolutely perfectly gets piled on because everyone just enjoys the sport of the argument, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the fun come in?
Yeah.
Where do you get the satisfaction from yelling at you about making an obvious joke?
Yeah.
That hashtag at the end is, proof permanent that you were fucking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking like when, like I'm no.
Now your pizzeria, on the other hand, is indefensible.
It's a serious business.
Veto power here. Come on down for a slice. Except for you, and you.
Do you like sausage, but also want your daughters to feel safe? Come on down to Vito Powers White Pizzeria.
No flavor, no
Oh, my
melanin,
God.
no problem.
Oh my God.
you taste is the cheese and the bread.
Yeah, meal combo only $14.88.
Oh my God.
Our 14-word pledge: flavor for our customers and for the future of our. Oh, okay. Let's not finish that one. Let's not finish that one in the Starburns
It's
recording.
not delivery. It's the master race.
This is the same room where they do HBO's Animals. There goes the neighborhood, guys. Sorry.
my
I'm sure they
God.
appreciate the plug right there.
I'm just watching them cancel all our sponsorships in the next room.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're like, we can give you the studio if you really need it. But you guys are probably going to get some residual cigarette butt stains on the chairs.
When did all this pop off?
Just a couple, just like 48 hours ago, 72 hours ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
I
was
literally
just like-
I looked at John's Twitter to be like, I wonder if he retweeted that we're doing the show with him, and then I just saw like,
I fucking waited till today. I waited till today.
Man,
I tried to
such
hold
a good
off
call.
because, man, I knew those guys would be like, "Do you want a child killer to come on your on your TV podcast?"
and we're like, honestly,
TV
kinda.
podcast.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, don't kill a kid, but if you did, we'd
God.
definitely bring you back. We'd have questions.
Oh my God.
We're trying to make a living, and that's why I got that mob to incite the campaign against you, because I was worried we wouldn't have enough to talk about with the wool pants.
This is a collect call from Chico Penitentiary. Do you accept the charges?
Have you thought about doing? Because so many people now, like with Netflix, Sandler just did it. Have you thought about getting back into doing a big stand-up thing and doing a tour, having some fun? Is it appealing to you, or do you feel like that's over? Because I feel like a lot of stand-ups, when you get that in your blood, you're like, I can't do anything else. It's so good, but you found success through so many other things.
It's funny that you mentioned that because Dane Cook just got in touch with me. It was just like, "Hey man, have you been doing like?"
God, what a loud phone call.
No, it was on Twitter.
my
It was on
God.
Twitter.
Okay.
But it was a loud text. It was
Yeah,
really
it's all
loud.
caps. It auto-corrected to all caps.
I got a headache reading that. Just
How do I tweet an act out? What emoji is that?
But like he was just like, "Hey man, I'm doing a tour this year, and I'm bringing friends, and I want friends to come perform." And he's just like, "Have you done?" I was like, "Oh shit, man, what an opportunity to be like able to 15, 20 minutes and fucking come up and be in a environment that people will be like, hooray!
Yeah, exactly.
You can do it.
Just a real everyone wants you to win.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah.
So so it was just like, oh man. And I thought about it. I'm still thinking about it. I mean, if I can put together that much material and that that kind of a set, then maybe. But I'll
we
be
got
honest
some
with
good
you.
Gunt stuff today.
Yeah, I know. But like to be honest, like I just the last time I did stand up, I had an okay set, but I left the spot. It was at the old Meltdown Comics.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it was this, and it was, I think it was some kind of benefit or some shit. I can't remember what it was, but I went on, did like 10 or 15 minutes, and it was just, man, it was okay. And I left the club, and I was like, oh man, I just don't. When I used to do a set, I'd be like, ready, I can't wait to get back on stage and fucking right or wrong, or fucking do that new bit again that fucking killed. I can't wait,
It's a snowball thing.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
a snowball
momentum.
thing. I just did not feel the snowball at all. I wanted to get home to my dogs
Yeah.
and chill and just be like, it started to rain a little bit, and I was like thinking like, oh man, imagine if I got in a fucking little fender bender right now, coming back from this and feeling like,
Yeah.
like
It felt
was
like
just-
an inconvenience,
Yeah,
and not a
it's-
thing you
yeah,
wanted to
As
do.
a guy who's totaled a lot of cars after bombing quite a few times, I think you might
You know
have
what?
made the
Fuck
right
this
call.
in the ditch. Yeah.
I'm never going back to La Jolla. Thwack.
Nothing better than destroying all of your limited 20-year-old equity after bombing for 6 crackheads at an AA club in Anaheim at 1 in the
I could
morning.
die in Fresno.
That's gonna be my next tattoo.
I can die in Fresno.
Yes.
There you go. But it's just listen. I love being on stage. I love getting that back and forth. It's just that I'm not sure. Like I'm going up to San Francisco this weekend to do San Francisco Sketchfest.
Yeah.
And I'm doing two performances on Saturday. One at Cobb's Comedy Club.
Okay.
Nice.
Which is going to be Outtake-orama, which is me and Billy West and Maurice LaMarche, and we're recreating all the great outtake tapes.
Oh, shit.
And
that sounds
incredible. It's going to be really, really funny.
God, that's awesome.
Yeah, we do the tube bar.
Oh, and
Where's my father? Your father? Yeah, where's my father? Your father? in your mother's asshole. You fucking bum. Do all that shit.
Right.
Right. Just the Barry White outtakes.
Between the three of you guys, it's like
No,
you can
it's
do
fucking-
any.
it's fucking
like,
sick.
I want to hear Daffy Duck blow Bender now.
No, yeah.
It's done.
I mean, if you want, if I'm sure that's a good. That's the way to go. Daffy Duck, blah, blah, blah.
A little foreshadowing for our game coming up.
Yeah,
Dick season, robot season.
but we're doing a show Saturday afternoon, and then that night we're doing Futurama table read with a whole bunch of people from the cast.
Wow.
David Herman's going to be there. David Herman's fucking brilliant. David Herman does Bob's Burgers, and he does Paradise PD, and he does. He's done it. He was fucking Michael Bolton in Office Space. You know who he is.
You know
who
he's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's fucking
talented.
he's fucking funny. Like the kind of guy that just has one word on a script to say and just kills the room.
Like,
Are you doing like an episode, episodes that already exist, or like an unwritten, unreleased?
We're gonna do an old episode.
Oh, that's awesome.
I forget which one. We might even be doing two.
Beautiful.
But it's at the Marines Memorial Theater, which is a fucking 600.
I've actually played there.
It's a fucking
That's a
great
beautiful
room.
theater. Yeah,
it's a great room. So I get to do that.
Yeah.
And I get to do like stuff like I get to go to conventions and do Q&As, and that's like doing just riffing on the
You get that
it's like
live
doing crowd work.
Yeah, you get the live itch scratch.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do
But I don't
stand
have
up
to- yeah.
to get it.
It's not just you. It's not you're coming up with your own act. It's all in the moment, and that's its own thing.
Yeah, it is, and I get that thrill from that.
Yeah,
so it's
right.
just like I get my fix there. But
Well, I was going to say, because I got a gig coming up in Victorville at the Holiday Inn.
Woo!
And
yeah,
I can pick you up if you just kick me a couple bucks for gas.
No, listen, man, we'll take the Tesla.
You guys share a panini, man. It's gonna be
we
awesome.
split it.
Yeah.
Take my Tesla, and there's a supercharger up there.
Yeah.
We'll haul ass.
Let's not take any car we're not willing to lose.
Okay, excellent. We'll take my beaters then. Okay,
Welcome to Victorville. That's ours now.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a
Yeah,
fucking
that's
perfect
it.
slogan. For
Welcome to Victorville. We have a knife.
Holy shit! Welcome to Victorville. Pay your speeding ticket here.
No.
Because everybody gets a
welcome
speeding
to
ticket.
Victorville, home of whites only pizzeria.
Hey, I'm Vito Power. Come on down. Fucking Victorville, you
Victoryville.
motherfucker. Victoryville. Jesus.
Oh man. Well, John Dimaggio is in the fucking trap with us. We'll be right back with a game and more after this.
Wretched pig children, hide your children and pray for undeserved mercy, for your reckoning has come. It is I, the eviscerator of the eternal, the flagellator of the cowardly, the being that makes your feeble Satan look like a nun in a diaper, Karnak, the blood feaster. I am joined by my herald, young human meat sack, and world record holder for YouTube comments reading fake and gay, Tyler Dawson.
Let's make this quick. I've got to get back to Twitter. I'm trying to cyberbully the Pope into killing himself.
A noble goal for an admirably wicked man-child. But I come to you today not to besmirch the haberdash molester of tiny Catholics, but because the most infernal night of the year is nigh, the celebration of self-fellation that churns my many stomachs and compels me to vomit a torrent of bile noxious enough to extinguish the flame of the human race itself.
Damn, dude. You're really going balls out with the poetry today, Karnak.
Silence, child, for the time has come for Karnak's Oscar Roundup 2019.
The Oscars suck ass. They never give awards of the stuff I like. So many great movies got snubbed this year. Infinity War, Venom, that video of the guy in China falling off a building.
The Academy Awards are a bloated affair, honoring a veritable who's who of who gives a smoldering fuck. And yet I remain vigilant, because the Blood Feaster has two beliefs: that I shall rule all living beings with an iron fist and a lead scrotum, and that there's nothing like a night at the movies.
Kevin Hart got fired for saying he'd beat his kid if he was gay? Like, come on, guys. That's obviously a joke. Everyone knows the kid could beat the shit out of Kevin Hart.
The small chocolate imbecile was a fool to speak ill of the sodomites and then expect to host their grandest celebration. The Oscars have the same problem many men on Grindr do. Nobody can host.
I didn't get that one.
Nor I, young Dawson, but my cousin in San Francisco said it would make sense to them.
There are, 3 movies this year about racism. 4 if you count the Dick Cheney one.
Racism is laughable to Karnak. In the Kingdom of Doom, all races coexist, bonded by their unrelenting fear of the powerful hand of Karnak. The only racial divide is between the Blorks and the Bog Elves.
What are they mad about? Was there like an ancient war for an enchanted goblet or something?
Nope, slavery. Full-on slavery.
Weak.
You cannot comprehend the depths of the weakness.
Green Book is nominated for like everything. Green Book is also what I called the Bible I hauled out to hide my weed and throwing stars. I expected more because it's directed by one of the guys who did Dumb and Dumber and Something About Mary, but this one sucked. I mean, nobody comes on anyone. Why hire that guy if you're not going to have any cum in the movie?
Green Book is desperately lacking in ejaculate. 2 men alone in the vast expanses of America. And you mean to tell me not once did any of them have a need for seed? Preposterous.
I mean, it's still funnier than Fever Pitch.
I found Fever Pitch hysterical. The whole time, I imagined the rectal wart known as Jimmy Fallon being fed penis first through a meat grinder. Next!
There's that movie about a black guy spending years to infiltrate a whites-only organization, the Marvel Universe.
Ah, yes, Black Panther. Be not fooled by trickery and propaganda and a soundtrack most lit. T'Challa is a cowardly leader.
What are you talking about? He's badass. He gets chucked off a waterfall and then comes back and fucks shit up.
In the Kingdom of Doom, do you know what we call getting thrown off a waterfall? A baptism. Every infant is hurled like a screaming frisbee off the peak of Volcanium Falls. Those who deserve the gift of life find their way to the shores. Those who do not are consumed by the most dreaded aquatic creatures, the piranhacondas.
Piranhacondas? Those sound gnarly as fuck.
They are the stuff of nightmares. Parents kneel beside their children to offer them the eternal warning. Piranhacondas don't want none unless you've got blood, son.
What'd you think of Vice?
A total hatchet job. Me and Cheney do bar trivia on Tuesdays, and he says it's completely inaccurate.
Wait, you do bar trivia? I thought that was just for like nerds and 40-year-olds just to wear Joy Division shirts.
You have been misled by my mispronunciation. I meant to say we do bar trivia. It is an ancient word in the tongue of my race. It translates to, me and Dick Cheney eat a virgin every Monday.
Black Klansman was pretty tight. It was super funny, and I haven't heard Foreman from That 70s Show say that many racial slurs since I found Connor McSpadden's fanfiction Tumblr.
What puzzles me is how it took 2 hours to tell the tale of defeating a grand dragon. There are 3 steps. 1, remove its wings with the enchanted blade of your choosing. 2, tear from the dragon's heart the pyronium gem that gives him his power. 3, stab the dragon's children to gain their courage.
I was gonna watch Roma, but my mom cut off my Netflix as punishment for disobeying because I microwaved the cat.
I, too, was thwarted by the diabolical machinations of Deborah. Woman, if you can hear this, reinstate your Netflix account. Then I might watch the first 9 minutes of Roma before losing interest and returning to the soothing embrace of that siren of the Orient, Marie Kondo.
Yeah, Mom. Spark your joy, cunt. This year I saw one film that changed my life forever. I never thought I'd say this, but after watching The Favorite, I think chicks fingering each other is fucking boring.
You were devastated.
Crushed, Karnak. Lesbian fingering is my second favorite genre of movie behind Ukrainian snuff film, and this movie just takes a fat dump all over it.
Lavish costumes and pageantry. The dark private lives of the profanely wealthy. Lives torn asunder by years of deception and homosexual dalliance. What is this, a documentary about a Bryan Singer pool party?
I knew it was coming.
Silence, vermin, my joke is perfection. I paid a vast sum of gold to many of Jehovah's finest writers for some of these. You know nothing of satire.
What else is there? Oh, right, A Star is Born. I don't watch musicals unless you count muting Clockwork Orange and playing the first Slipknot album on repeat, but that only works if I have my Green Book.
Ah, yes, A Star is Born. A young ingenue is lured into the world of show business, but devastated when her mentor's alcoholism leads him to disappoint her. What is this, a documentary about a Bryan Singer pool party?
Yeah, that one didn't fit as well.
Mind your tongue, or I will rip it from your skull and use it as a palate cleanser after the next feast of bar trivia.
Sorry, man. I'm a little raw. Bryan Singer directed 5 X-Men movies, so he's responsible for like 18 minutes of shit I think is really good. I mean, like, yeah, it's a bummer that he plowed all those children, but I mean, the real victim here is me, because now I'm going to get all sad every time I rewatch the Nightcrawler scene from the beginning of X2.
Heed my words, Singer. Your time is indeed up. If you think it hurts to be Me Too'd, wait until you are meat hooked. I will hang your whimpering carcass in my beef chamber and carve you like a fatted calf. Your flesh shall be used to feed the many orphans of my blood war. You have preyed upon the young for too long, and now the table shall turn, and the young shall prey upon you.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the Oscar preview. Man, I hope they don't give that Todd fucker an Oscar.
Who would be wicked enough to bestow riches and rewards onto a rapist? Oh, that's right, the Republican Party.
Ugh, Jesus, dude. You're a fucking hack.
How dare you?
Like, I agree, but come on. You're better than that. You got any hot covfefe riffs or maybe a sick He's orange burn?
You dare to call me a hack? Let's see who's a hack when I hack you to death with the blade of Tagaroth.
Okay, calm down, Karnak.
You are like the letter U in the title of The Favorite. I hate that you are here. You annoy me to no end, and it is nigh time you are cut.
Shit.
And now a clip from this week's Patreon bonus episode featuring Opie.
Did I ever tell you about the time I came on a girl's stomach and she told me I thought it would be darker?
Like,
and then
like when you're
immediately,
a kid and you think that like the brown cows make chocolate
yeah,
milk.
yeah. And then like she goes, "Please don't tell anybody I said that."
Well,
she
you're on a
immediately
podcast now.
She knew it. She immediately knew what she said was wrong. like I remember as a kid once I thought the reason we had earthquakes was because we hit Saturn's rings because I saw it in a cartoon. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
But then for her, she thought brown cows make chocolate milk, so black dudes make. Like, what do you think it would be? How dark do you think it would be?
You're not paint. Like, it's not wearing off.
You know what's
come out
fucked
an
up?
oil
I thought-
slick, like if Speed Racer's tailing you can
Until
come
I
out the
watched
window.
black porn, I thought the same thing.
Jesus Christ.
That was 2 weeks ago.
And the Mean Boys podcast is back, and I prepared a very special game for our guest today. This game is called Bender, I Barely Know Her. Now, what's going to go down here?
like a good game, baby.
You have no idea how tempted I've been this whole time. Like, could you just say fuck you to my high school friends that made fun of me for being a comedian as the Scotsman from Samurai Jack?
Oh, my God. That's fucking great.
Just to spite them.
Nothing.
Man, I do really like the funniest. Like right when we first met, like it was like we knew who you are, we're big fans or whatever, and we're like, we don't want to be that guy who asked him to do Bender, and you're like, I'll do Bender, I don't give a shit. You're like, hey, you point at me, you're like, you say Bender, we love you, and I'm like, Bender, we love you.
Shut up, baby. I know it.
It's
12 and shit my pants.
Yeah.
Well, it was because the vibe was very much, I can't believe I'm that guy either. How cool is that? That's the only way to, like, if you're going to be famous, you're going to go fucking insane unless you get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
You know? Because Jeff
it's
Ross
true.
does this, he'll show up someplace like, yeah, I'm the fat guy. That's mean. Isn't it great? Can you believe it? Look at your dumb tits. High five.
I'll have $1 million now, please.
Oh, my God.
So I have no idea to what extent you're familiar with this. I can't imagine you have the time, but oh my God, there is so much dramatic, serious prose about your iconic characters fucking other characters from these television shows. What? All of this.
Oh yeah, we dug deep into the erotic fan fiction worlds of all your characters.
Yes.
Oh, God. Okay.
And
So what?
Well, the game here is I'm going to read you a little clip, a little passage, and you're going to have to guess what character your character's fucking, all right? We got them from the whole catalog, everything from Bender to Aquaman.
Oh, wow.
By the way, I ran into Mike Lawrence on the street, and I mentioned that we were doing this, and he's like, you got to I told him it crashing, but he's like, your Aquaman was his favorite.
Oh, dude.
And that's
outrageous, yes. Thank you, Mike Lawrence. I remember you.
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful?
And that's his wife is now mad that that's his ringtone and not her voice anymore.
Oh, man.
So we're going to get started with some Futurama, and I'm just going to I'll read the clip, give you 4 options. You got to guess who Bender's fucking here.
Okay.
Bender removed his hand and instead embraced him again, gently holding his human, so he could bask in the afterglow. He felt his chest expanding over and over while he was taking deep breaths, his hand slowly and gently caressing his metallic body as a gesture of gratefulness. You're really good at that. You know that? You're just really sensitive, that's all, said Bender. How about you, then? Are you sensitive? This just produced a grin on Bender's face, and his eyes went sultry. His curiosity spiked. How about you find out for yourself? Now, was Bender fucking A, Zapp Brannigan, B, Al Gore, C, Fry, or D, Sweet Clyde Dixon from the Harlem Globetrotters?
No, definitely not D. Definitely not D. I'm saying no. I'm saying no to D.
I can't think of a worse person to get jerked off by than Bender. His whole thing is bending.
You know what? The whole time I was thinking it was Fry. The whole time I was thinking it was Fry, but I could be wrong. Fucking Jesus Christ.
I mean,
I'm going with Fry. I'm going with Fry.
Oh, you're correct. That's Fry.
Yeah!
Classic. Do you know that they call it Fender? That's what I learned Googling these. It's called Fender.
Oh, like the relationship between Fry and Bender and
It's
these.
Fender?
Yep.
Yeah, I
it's
don't know. I
Fender.
don't know if you've done any research on the erotic fan fiction world, but it's like weirdly involved. Like they have like
No, I think it's called Friender.
Friender?
I think it's called Friender.
That
Go
feels
ahead.
like a
Sorry.
gay app I've
That's
fucked on.
yeah.
Like that's what
it.
that is.
So go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
that's all I said. It's just like weirdly like convoluted.
It's just so fucking strange.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Okay. What's next?
Well, if you thought that they would leave Madagascar alone, then you are totally mistaken. So I'm going to blank some names here. Blank got up from the table and came over to Rico. Rico was silently watching him as he came closer. Blank stopped directly in front of him. Rico stared at him, his flipper moving. He put his flipper onto Rico's shoulder. Rico looked at his flipper on his shoulder and then asked him. Blank moved the flipper over ever so slowly down to Rico's waist. The penguin has a waist.
Who looked at these penguins and was like, I need them to be horny?
Rico felt a little uncomfortable. Blank then leaned in and pressed his beak to Rico's. He started off slow, but it gradually started getting longer and harder. Rico moaned into his kiss and started kissing Blank back. Blank's flippers wrapped tightly around Rico's waist as they continued kissing.
Okay.
Rico's flippers came around Blank's body as well. They moved and wrapped around Blank's neck.
Okay. Who are the fucking other? Come on. Just get to the answers, please. You don't have to. All right. All right.
I was worried this would be a misfire.
All right. No, that's great.
So is that A, Kowalski, B, Skipper, C, Hans, or D, Dr. Blowhole?
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. And what an orgy.
I know. Yeah. A mad scientist and 3 penguins.
This is just
Eat
really...
All
your
these
heart out,
fuck, it's just the
X-Videos.
bucket at Joe's
I
Crab
don't-
Shack.
I don't... Oh, man. I think it's Dr. Blowhole.
Man, this is on the internet, and they were mad about your tweet.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Right?
I know.
Do you support having sex with whales?
I think it's Dr. Blowhole. I think it's...
Oh, I hate to break it to
I
you.
think
It's
it's Skipper.
Skipper. It's got to be
Yeah!
Skipper. Yeah. Where Tom actually did the motion capture for him. He was the closest thing in nature to a tiny, adorable penguin. And they just ran with it.
That's Rico. Sorry.
And
This is such a weird. I have to tell you this fact, and it may scare you. But in the psych ward, one of the 3 shows that we could all agree to watch was Futurama. So that's where I've seen most.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
In the fucking psych ward?
Yeah.
After dinner,
And it's calming?
it was
That
for
show
me.
is calming?
I imagine one guy in the
narrative.
psych ward watching Futurama and be like, I told you all that's what it was going to be, and you put me here.
Yeah. I'm the guy with the tinfoil hat.
Oh, sure, but I say
Jesus.
Santa's trying to kill everybody, and all of a sudden I'm under arrest for hurting my family. Thanks, Obama.
Holy shit. Oh, my God.
Yeah, we got a couple more here.
Okay, go for it.
Man, this is your favorite.
Try and get through them quick, though, because I'm just like,
Here's what I really like is that there's all these Futurama fan fiction writers that take it so seriously, and I was like, let me find the worst ones to highlight.
That is just, I mean, oh, my God.
The guy who in no way deserves this one's Adventure Time. This is
Christ.
for Jake the dog. I'm sorry, Blank, Jake muttered, cupping her cheek in his paw. I'm sorry you get so stupid jealous. I'm just an idiot. What can I say? A playful smile tugged at Blank's mouth. Nothing more. You make me feel like a genius. Funny. Jake smiled and placed his paw on her pink cheek. I thought you already were.
That's, I mean, I'm
There's
oh,
no
boy.
good answer.
There's no good answer.
I don't like how
it's
well
either the-
written this
it's either the
dialogue
flirt-
I don't
it's
like
either-
watching you
All right,
read them. It's what's bothering me.
Let me see if I can guess the answers that they're giving, because it would be either Flame Princess because she's got the rosy cheeks, Princess Bubblegum because she's kind of got pink cheeks as well.
Yeah.
Then there's the Lady Rainicorn, who is his actual girlfriend, and I can't remember if she's got any color on her face, but she might because she's Lady Rainicorn, and there's a thing. So I don't know who else they would want on that list.
Those are the options. We got Princess Bubblegum, Marceline the Vampire Queen,
Marceline the Vampire, Marceline, yeah.
Shoko or Lady Rainicorn. are the
Shoko.
option.
Who?
That's
She broke up the Beatles.
Yeah.
And then fucked a dog. She had a busy 70s.
Oh no!
I like that they wrote this as seriously as if it was a Young and the Restless spec. Like it's like
the ones where it's like, and then he put his dumb dick in her cartoon pussy. Like those are like fine, those are goofy. The ones where it's like this very gentle, tender romance are so upsetting. I need a fucking bath, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think I'm gonna guess Flame Princess.
That's Lady Rainicorn.
You stupid asshole!
Yeah.
You can't tell when you're fucking your own girlfriend in the cartoon.
Do the
Veto power.
Oh, hey, none of this shit in my pizzeria.
Oh my god.
Well,
do
it's
the
like
Aquaman one next.
I will.
All right.
Yeah, what I like is that these people are like, well, if it's fan fiction, make him fuck someone he doesn't already fuck in the show.
Oh my god.
You know,
I don't know how much fucking there is in Adventure
I
Time.
want to see
Boy.
Jake the dog and Donna from that '70s show. Why get so tied down to the lore? Have some fun with it, fan fiction writers.
My god.
Because actually,
You seem
John's gonna.
genuinely upset.
I'm just thinking to myself, like, is this gonna come back to me?
no one listens to this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
John's coming.
Okay.
Yeah. John's doing this bit every week. Actually, we just signed. We signed a deal with him. All right.
All right.
Is it
Aquaman. Who's
Groz
Aquaman?
Baby?
Fucking.
What's up?
Groz Baby.
No, the other one.
All right. So this next one, we got two more here. These will be fun.
Oh god.
He would really like to tell Arthur he really thought everything, though. Like how there are bottles of lube and a box of condoms in the room the guards let him into.
Right?
He really would if Arthur wasn't currently fucking him with the blunt end of the trident. He isn't even sure where that one came from.
Oh god.
Why is the...
Wait, it's the first. Wait, was he?
Just
Is somebody in a
because-
cell? Is somebody in a cell? Did you say a cell?
Yes. there's a consensual prison element to this one.
Oh God!
And
Okay,
here's
just give me the fucking answers.
here's the
I
thing-
want to get past this
Here's
one.
the thing with the trident.
No, fuck that. Don't want to know. Get to the answers.
No more bits.
Get
No
to
more
the answers.
I want to hear Connor's logic on the trident.
yeah,
Please,
no,
in graphic
I'm-
detail,
I'm-
explain to me your point, Connor.
Just
I'm
because
fucking
you
tired.
have a prop doesn't mean we need it. No.
It's Chekhov's trident. If you introduce it in Act 1, it must penetrate another superhero by Act 3.
Oh God!
Is that A, Ocean Master, B, Black Mana, C, Batman.
Black Manta?
It's actually Black Manta because of the... Batman. That was Batman.
It was Batman?
Unfortunately, yeah.
In a cell?
Yeah. Bruce, what is the title of that story?
That's called Bruce Wayne Cum Baby, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Oh,
So
Cum
that's-
Dumpster Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, so there's kind of a
no,
running theme to the piece.
No, God!
All right, and this last one, this will be a tribute.
Fuck.
This will be a
God.
tribute to one of your lesser known characters, but one of my favorites. I was so happy I was able to find this one. This is for Barbados Slim.
Never had it, never will.
Based on the actor Jeffrey Holder from Live and Let Die.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
He used to be one of the head dancers of the Alvin Ailey group.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. See, there you go. I got a little. Come on.
Yeah.
Little culture in you motherfuckers over
Yeah,
here.
we learned something about obscure 70s funk or whatever.
Yeah.
Alvin Ailey was a dance quartet. I mean, not a quartet, but they're
Well, I'm
they're
sure
a dance group. They're a dance group. Alvin Ailey was a choreographer. He started the Theater of Harlem. Forget it. Anyway, Jeffrey Holder, great
Alvin
actor.
sounds like if avocados had raisinets, like little dancers. You guys follow what I'm saying?
Fuck.
That
What
was
fucking California raisin fucking dreamer you having over there? Holy
You look like
shit.
the one California raisin that didn't make it into the
Fucking
band.
Tom, what if I told you about taking an Ambien and going to Vaughn's? It's got to stop.
Will
All right.
Vinton called. He said he wants his raisins back. Anyway, gang.
Last one.
Jesus
As
Christ.
Barbados dropped his pants, it was clear his pendulous manhood was the only thing in danger of making him lose a limbo game. He was all sinew, all muscle, all man. I was terrified but too curious, too stupid to leave. I chuckled to myself nervously. I felt like Fry. To my surprise, Barbados, who was anything but slim, was still growing. Each throb of his powerful athletic heart delivered another payload of hot Jamaican blood into his limbo stick. He's going to crush me like a Slurm can, I thought to myself. So, how low can you go? Asked Barbados with a wink. Now, is that Amy, Leela, LaBarbara, or D, all of the above?
All of the above.
That's correct. That one was by a lesser-known author, Connor McSpadden, called Virginia Slims, that I wrote this morning.
The best part is like seeing you this morning and be like, yeah, I got some important work I had to get done on this thing. And then knowing you went in there and wrote about Barbados Slim's dick for 20 minutes.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, Jesus.
That was Ben
I
Barely
think that was really, really, really funny. I regret every moment of it, though. but it's
Sorry,
okay.
man.
No, don't worry about it. That's fucking funny.
After this, we're going to have Howard Stern make you ride a Sibian. So hang tight. All right. The Mean Boys Podcast will be right back with your questions in the mailbag right after this.
The Mean Boys Podcast is brought to you by Himalaya.
Oh, Himalaya, you say?
I forgot Mr. Ear was.
Tell me more.
Oh, for God's sake. What is Himalaya, Connor? Let's plow through this
Let's
thing.
hear you out.
It's a good service. Mr. Ear is a bad character.
Yeah, for people listening to this episode because of the world-famous voice actor that's on the show, we have voice actors of our own, and they've come up with great characters like Mr. Ear.
I'm not an actor at all. I'm an ear, Mr. Ear. Here to plug Himalaya podcasting app.
Tell me what Himalaya is.
Himalaya is a podcasting app.
Nice. Wow, dude.
Mr. Ear can't read the ad copy.
Not for an eye. I've got an ear, not an eye. But I'll tell you what, it sounds great. They got a great layout that's easy to use. You could make playlists that are easy to use. The whole thing is very easy to use. And
Can you say easy to use one more time?
I'm
Mr.
an
Ear?
ear. That doesn't make it okay.
No, that makes it worse, if anything.
I'm a Mr. Ear.
The whole premise is so flimsy. Much like the cartilage in an ear.
It's a great place to listen to all your favorite podcasts. They've got a fucking amazing interface, super intuitive. Connor has had boners about it for months.
Yeah, everything's right where it needs to be. It's quick download times. Search. It's not like some other apps, some more popular apps that we can't name that it just takes forever, and it's just got all this bloatware and ads in it, and those guys have gotten lazy. They've had the monopoly on podcasting, and Himalaya's come in, and they've done everything right. They've got a playlist function coming soon where you can just make a playlist of all your, if you wanted to listen to all your favorite,
Which I do.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any podcast. If you want to listen to all your favorite OP podcasts, you could go see all 3 episodes of this show that he's done and no other podcasts.
Every other person with a famous credit who's done this show once and then regretted it immediately.
Yeah. Joe DeRosa, I'm sure, has been on a number of podcasts. So yeah, that's all there, and it's totally free. And it's fucking. They got just good. Like they're popping up shows that I hadn't heard. Like, I didn't even know he had a podcast. And it's like all the fucking features on all the other apps have been so corrupted and exploited. It's actually kind of a nice open marketplace of media for you to consume, and it's very ergonomical to the fucking brain.
It's the AOC of podcasting.
You know what?
Bringing power back to the people.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys know what Mr. Ear loves? They even have a tip jar where you can just shove some money in an ear hole and then it goes to your favorite podcasters.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Shake some money at I don't know, probably the crime guys need it. Yeah. I'm sure their lies are shit.
I love listening to them.
That's a crime with 3 I's and 4 Y. Are you
Don't
guys
read
still
it,
doing
just
this?
say it.
Love you, Rich, and whatever the other guy is. So yeah, you can do that. Go give it a download. Just check it out. It fucking take 10 seconds, and that's one of these things you get used to using the shitty podcasting app. And I don't know, why not give it a shot? Maybe make your life that 10% easier for that. And give Mean Boys a follow while you're at it. Himalaya, a better way to cook.
My favorite country.
Himalaya, what's in your wallet?
Himalaya, where the pets go. Back to the show.
Fresh.
Quang. And the Mean Boys Podcast returns. Take your questions in the Mean Boys mailbag.
It's a Mean Boys mailbag. Fuck everything. God is dead. Send us an email or give us a call. Have you ever heard the one about keeping the dog? It's a motherfucking Mean Boys mailbag.
Yay, in the Mean Boys mailbag.
Yeah.
By the way, that last thing, I've never experienced any sort of cartoon smut like that in my entire life. That was great. That was fucking amazing.
Which is shocking to me because you're like on the convention circuit a lot, and I
Yeah.
feel like you
You
get
start-
a lot of this sort of presented to you.
Well, not really.
Huh.
Wow, you must have a good bodyguard.
Yeah, right? No, there's that. The security at all conventions will be tight in a ragamuffin style, boy. Don't bring your fake sword. Boom, McClock, punch your right down.
As they're putting the little tag on the sword so you can't pull your dumb dead
I
katana out.
forgot you also did ad-libs on the Clash's Sandinista album. That was good. That was really good.
Damn, there's your fucking deep pole reference.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Double Brothers! right next to Vito's Pizzeria.
You like racist pizza pizza. Come on down to Vito's Power. Vito Power got the best pizza for white people.
Somebody bought it and gave it to me. Don't tell anybody.
I'll be next door selling beef patties.
That's like the equivalent of being the gay guy who still goes to Chick-fil-A. It's being the Rasta guy who goes to Vito Powers Pizzeria.
You can't beat the tomato man. This sauce is robust.
I just can't get enough of these chicken biscuits. Oh, shit.
All right, what do you got for us?
What do I got in the mailbag?
Yeah,
Why do you like killing kids?
Yeah. At This Comics Life says, has anyone given John shit for playing Gay Randy on Futurama?
No, nobody has ever given me shit. But the best part about playing Gay Randy, or Randy, by Randy Munchnick, which he has a last name, is that there are gay people in the future. So anybody that thinks that gay people are gonna they make it. They make it.
Yeah.
They make it, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, it's progress. We implied they weren't exterminated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you asshole people want them to be.
Not us.
Not you guys.
Yeah.
But those other.
It's
what I'm
so
talking
funny
about.
hearing liberal talking points with your accent. You know what I mean? It's so good.
Hey, listen, just because I'm a liberal doesn't mean I can't fucking take a punch and give one out. So I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
in fact, one time I got hit in the face twice by some guy, and I looked at him and told him he punched like a girl. I've never seen a man fucking more scared in his entire life.
Oh, dude.
And I was like, yeah, go ahead, get out of here. Get out of here. You don't want any of this.
There's no greater feeling than getting hit and looking at the person and
Just
them
being like,
knowing it did not phase you.
Well, you feel like
Didn't work.
just a thick Terminator at that
Yeah.
point.
Oh, you feel
Yeah.
like fucking Bane.
Bam, bam.
There's
I just
nothing
looked at him
that-
and went, you hit like a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You want this?
because you get the body, what I would describe as Costco parking lot strong. You're not running to 440, you're not deadlifting 400, but you got the fucking muscle where it counts.
Yeah. In a close quarters, the shit went down scenario, you're the winner.
Yeah, you'll polish off a neo-Nazi and polish off a $1.50 hot
That's
dog.
goddamn right.
Just
Same
eating
breath.
a kielbasa and kicking those kids.
Oh, Jesus.
Not to death, just away from an Indian.
Good save.
A non-fatal kick to a child.
Right in the sweet spot. You want to let it over his boss, but not do any permanent damage.
It's like violent skee ball. It's about aim, control, restraint.
Oh, my God.
That's in the side of John's Tesla in cursive.
Oh, God. Aim, control, restraint.
Yes.
What do you got from Twitter?
God.
Yeah, we had a lot of people asking you what it was like fucking Marilyn Monroe.
That's
so
stupid.
you guys are all hilarious.
Joe Dimaggio, by the way, used to hit her, and he was a real piece of shit. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm related. I don't think I am, but maybe way down the road, Dimaggio is a very popular name in Sicily, like Smith.
Yeah.
So I mean, but maybe his side of their side of the family was in the Bay Area, and mine's from Brooklyn.
I feel like
Staten
every
Island.
famous person, if you go back more than 20 years, it's like, oh yeah, but they secretly sucked.
Yeah.
Every single person
He
was
was-
terrible until 1983. We introduced the concept of human decency.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe's true love was Arthur Miller.
Oh yeah, and you're just like, oh great, Simon and Garfunkel huffed Jankum together. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's a great. Thank you,
it
BuzzFeed.
was? The playwright?
Yeah, they were married.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were married,
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh, man, I got to read more.
Chickpea Trash wants to know what animation company have you not worked for yet that you'd like to? Do you have what's on your wish list? This is kind of what I'm curious about because you've done so
I've
much.
done
shit.
a lot of stuff. I'm happy with the stuff I'm doing. I don't have a wish list really. I just like working and
You're just
that's
kind of
all.
floating around.
Just kind of just a hired gun, showing up, blowing up, splitting. That's it. I tell you one thing. I'd love to do some kind of a network television show. I don't care if it's a cop show or a sitcom or I don't care.
It's gonna be a cop show.
It is.
I mean, I defer back to
And you're
Costco
somehow going to
parking
play
lot
the
strong.
cop and the guy who did it.
Oh shit! Is that Ray Liotta in the Chantix commercials that you're talking about? Anyway,
At Ray Dog on Instagram asks, ask John who his favorite person to riff with during sessions. Also see if he can give you a bit of Barry White.
Oh. Hi, this is Barry White. And Paul Quinn College cordially invites you this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, May 8th, 9th, and 10th, for the first fucking thing.
I'm trying to cut a fucking spot, Tony.
Jesus. Hi, this is Barry White. And Paul Quinn College cordially reminds you this Friday, Saturday, one more time again. Shit. Hi, this is Barry White.
And Paul Quinn, it just goes on. It's one of the most beautiful outtake sessions. Oh my God, he can't get it right, and he just gets angrier and angrier and angrier. It's so beautiful. And when he says shit, when he fucks up, shit. It's just like this. What?
Like it's like all the treble he pulled out of his voice normally comes out.
It's a backhand to the fucking grill.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Just like a flubber bazooka, just that smooth but hard.
Oh, yeah. Nah, but the people I like riffing with in the studio, Tom Kenny is a fucking genius. Got SpongeBob.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's done everything. But he's an old comic. Like he came up like Bobcat Goldthwait's like one of his best friends.
Yeah, he was working in like the 80s.
Yeah, 80s and the 90s and shit. And he was on Mr. Show. Like he's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, we got a lot of people asking what's the creepiest fan and character? What's the most unsettling kind of like who crossed the line? And also, I think this is good to know. What's on your don't do? If someone sees you at the Chipotle, what is something that you're like, please don't ask me to do that?
It's just, I mean, sometimes people get excited and they want to give you a hug and it smells like yesterday's fucking mustard and it's just like, yo, I can't.
You're nothing in this town. You're yesterday's mustard kid.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, listen, people are fine. I don't mind interacting with people that are fans of my work. It's totally fucking cool. It's part of it's fortunately and unfortunately sometimes part of the gig.
Yeah.
It's not why I'm doing it, but it's a byproduct, and I know I have to be responsible for that. Except on Twitter, like an asshole. I'm so sorry, right wing America. I actually am. But like, I don't weirdest encounter. It wasn't even across the line because he was such a gentleman about it. There was a guy in New Zealand. His name is Ian, of course, and
And he asked me to fuck his wife.
Yeah, no, Jesus, this really is the Mean Boys podcast. No, but he was just like, he's like, I've got a couple of tattoos I want to show you. If you don't mind, but I have to do it in private. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. He's like, he proceeds to tell me that he got these 2 tattoos on his ass, one on each cheek. One is the professor, and the other is Bender.
Oh.
And I actually posted it.
And he said, you want to see him kiss? And he started
Oh,
twerking.
no. That would have been rough. But no, he just showed it. He just showed it.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, by the way, because we did get a DM that said this. This is from @MeatyGonzalez. Hey, boys, I didn't want to post my bare ass for the Twitterverse, but I hope that the voice of Bender himself can see what his influence on society has been. And then they sent us a picture of an ass tattoo of Bender.
Really? Let me see it.
I'm trying to get it to fucking come up. Do you have Wi-Fi?
I do, yeah.
Somebody said...
It's in the Twitter DMs.
I saw somebody that wrote that somebody flashed their tits at me or something
Yeah,
like
one
that.
of our fans said that his ex flashed their tits and yelled, "We love you, Bender," at something.
I didn't see their tits.
I missed the
tits, man. It
must be on your Twitter because it's not the Mean Boys.
Because,
okay.
Because, so I don't remember that one. But I've signed people's tattoos.
Okay.
Which is pretty funny. I didn't sign that guy's ass tattoo, though. There was another.
I mean,
it
that's
was
fair.
funny. I mean, but one of them was the professor, and it said, "Good news, everyone." And it's on this guy's ass. So funny. But I mean, it's tattoos are tattoos, and people are,
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do.
But
that was my science final. I did a Bender mirror where you had to carve on a mirror with chemicals, and I did Bender, like
Really?
laying down in the God episode, and that was
that's awesome.
I know. I should have brought it or
Why
something.
the
but
fuck didn't you bring it, man? You dumbass! Come on, Jesus Christ!
Fuck you,
I didn't
Connor.
want to be a dork about the whole thing. Be like, I liked you a long time, sir.
Excuse me, comedy dad. Can you validate me?
Give me specifically a big emotional moment because I deserve it and all of your energy, and go home tired for your wife because you were connecting with me now. Just felt like a lot. So if all your characters were on an island and there was a battle royale, who would win?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Honestly, if all my characters were on a deserted island, it'd be fucking Aquaman, because Aquaman could surround the fucking
Yeah.
He can surround the island.
Yeah.
He
Well,
can
he's
be
no
like,
longer on the island. He can just leave, go to a Sbarro, and then come back and kill everybody.
Yeah, and then when is everyone done with the killing? I've got slices.
Does anyone want half a calzone? Veto Powers was closed.
I also Veto Power is outrageous.
Hey,
I also
Aquaman
likes my fucking pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, look at how Aryan he is. Oh my
Starting
God.
the new master race under the sea with Vito's Pizza. We sponsor several local racist Little League teams.
I'm opening one in Atlantis. It's perfect. They can't swim. We're golden.
So come out and see the Charlottesville Sluggers play in the big leagues.
Oh my God. Oh Christ.
Yeah, and then Aquaman would show up and say, I forgot John did my voice too. All right, we got just a couple voicemails from the people, and then we'll fucking release you to regret this.
I gotta hear if any of these voicemails or people are like,
This message is for John Dimaggio.
Dimaggio?
So this isn't really a question so much as a statement.
Statement.
Big fan, BTW.
Clearly.
Usually voice actors are ugly. That's why they're voice actors. But you're very handsome, so you should do face stuff as well. That's just a suggestion. I'm sure you're very successful and rich. You do what you want. Okay, love you, Daddy.
Love you, Daddy. I love you too, Daddy.
Yes, hello.
Perfect Mean Boys voice
Hey,
though, 'cause
Papa.
he said your name wrong, then talked about what a big fan he
Dimaggio?
was.
Dimaggio?
Then
Yeah.
called everyone in your job field ugly, and then called you Daddy.
Yeah, and then called me Daddy, and then said I'm probably rich. I'm not rich. Fucking Jesus Christ.
What a roller coaster ride. You're kind of gay, kind of cunty. The whole Mean Boys fan base.
That's it.
I do like that his whole thing is like, as though you'd never thought of it. Why don't you do face stuff? Which is what he calls acting.
Wait, you mean you can act like when they look at you?
I've done. You know, it's funny because I do on camera stuff. It's not as
that's why we met you.
It's I know. It's not. It's not as often as I'd prefer it to be, but it's often enough. Like
it's
what
part
the
of the
fuck?
job,
It's part
yeah.
of the job. Like. Thank you, Papa.
Yeah.
And
You're welcome,
hopefully,
son.
You know, there's some shit coming out that I'm doing. So
yeah, and he's going to be. We're doing a sketch with him. But we Subway Jared opens a new pita restaurant, and have you read your sides for that yet? I know because we're shooting it Sunday.
Oh God.
All right, let's see who this guy is.
Yeah, hey John, big fan here. Love your work. Quick question: if you could fuck any of the characters you voiced, who would it be? Also, who do you think fucks the best / the worst? I feel like Bender probably fucks the best, but I'll leave it up to you, man.
Oh, thanks.
Did he just do a bong hit? What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
These are more coherent than normal. We gotta be honest.
So the question was, who would I like to? Any of the voices?
Anyone you
any
play.
of the characters I've played? Would I like to fuck?
And who fucks the best? Again, I feel like Aquaman.
And I love that they're just like, well, we know you're not gay, but you're gay now, so you're gonna fuck.
Wow.
But Aquaman doesn't know his own strength. You know, he's probably used to having sex with other powerful beings.
But he is the wettest.
You know what? If I have to answer that question, I would have to say the when Bender gets a sex change.
Oh, good out.
Oh, yeah.
Good out, right?
Yeah.
Good out, right?
Yeah. Well done.
Hail, hail, Rabonia, a land I didn't make out. Gross.
You can't move sandalwood.
Nice.
And one more quickie.
And you know who that was? That was Tom Kenny.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. He's the other guy. That's every
Tom
time
Kenny.
you love him, it's Tom Kenny.
Tom Kenny. It's fucking brilliant.
Fucking, yeah, another
Here we go.
Boston meathead.
Hey, you boys, this is Jesus Medina, working in Stephenville, Texas. And
Leaving this from a Love's bathroom.
Dimaggio that I always respected him and respected the voiceover community. But after I watched his movie, I Know That Voice, my respect just went even higher.
Oh, there you go.
That movie has changed me so much, and I have more respect for the voiceover community.
Could he
than
say respect
anything
more?
Else, even more than regular acting, because it takes so much talent.
Yeah, eat
to,
your heart out, face
convey
stuff.
emotion and like just life into characters that are animated. And I just want to say a big thank you to him and like everybody, like Rob Paulson, all that kind. And I just want to say,
yeah, all those assholes.
Yeah, we got it.
Well, thank you for that voicemail from our biggest fan, a ghost that lives in a tin can.
No, thank you, dude. Thank you. That was very kind of you to say those very nice things.
I saw you start to lighten up
appreciate it
because you heard him say, "I've always had respect for you," and you're like, and here's what he says, "Not
yeah,
anymore," because you said that shit.
Yeah. I almost thought that he was going to say something about it, but he didn't. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, this is a humble.
Yeah, talk about I know that voice a little bit because that was a really cool doc.
It's you know, it was funny because I was doing this thing. I was emceeing this music festival thing in Amsterdam. My buddy was shooting all of it, like concert footage and stuff like that. And he brought me on to just keep the during in between setups for bands to come up and just fucking hang out the audience. And I started doing some stuff, I started doing Bender and shit like that, and and I got off stage and I went to the bar, and it was at this incredible rock club if you're ever in Amsterdam called Dimaggio.
Okay,
unbelievable. The Milky Way is what it's and it's a bunch of different spaces, and it's a great place to see a rock show. And it was it was all jam bands and shit like that. And I went to the bar to grab a beer after I put the band on. And these 4 German tourists were standing there, and they were like, "You are the voice of the Robert Bender, yeah?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, how's it going?" They're like, "We are such big fans of Futurama. It's unbelievable that you're here. I can't believe this. This is so good." And so, my buddy who was shooting the stuff, getting all he was just like, "Dude, that's insane that these people know who you are. It's a worldwide thing." And so we started talking about it, and we decided that we wanted to, explore that and maybe shoot a documentary about voice actors. And I started to, ask some of my peers to get involved and be interviewed. And a couple of the right ones said yes. And as soon as those people said yes, the fucking floodgates were open. We did 150 interviews, 160 hours. 160 hours edited down to 95 minutes. Our editor, Brandon Saunier, was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we did this movie, and it was all about everybody in the voiceover industry. And we released it a couple years ago. You can find it on iTunes, Amazon. I think there's a link on my now infamous Twitter page.
We'll link to it in the show notes as well, so you don't have to go support John's hate speech.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Veto Powers Pizza, you motherfucker. But I can't believe Veto Power. Veto's
Power.
Pizza.
Veto Power is going to be a legend.
That's going to be. That's such a fucking ridiculous. Can we pitch that as a cartoon?
I think we might be able to pull it off.
I think we might.
I've already written the pilot in my head while we've been doing this.
There it is. That's it. But it turned out really well.
We got Screwdriver back together for the theme song. I can't believe
it. But we did it, and a lot of people love it. There hasn't been a movie like it made.
No, yeah.
And so
which is so much of iconic pop culture that's in the American fabric.
Foray, who
just doesn't.
We interviewed June Foray, who was the original voice of Rocky the Squirrel, and
holy shit!
Oh
and
my God.
I mean, she worked. She was Granny, the original Granny with Mel Blanc.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just. I mean,
you don't want to see that?
Everybody.
Come on, people! You got to watch it.
We got everybody. Everybody, and there were some people that we didn't even get that I wish we did. And people were like, "Will you do a sequel?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do a sequel when I'm in the black."
Yeah,
when I'm in the black, we're doing a documentary.
Buy the first one, then I'll make a second one.
Documentary. There's not a big money thing in doing documentaries.
Hey, shit out another passion project. Work up some passion, John.
Yeah. Dimaggio, he made a direct-to-video documentary, and then he went Hollywood.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
This kid's on Amazon streaming, thinks he runs the place. I tell you.
But
Holy shit.
So that's so check it out.
That's right, man. Yeah, if you're listening, check that shit out.
Oh man, dude, can't thank you enough for coming on.
No, I thank you guys. I mean, after the past couple of days, it's really, really great to just laugh it up and be a little bit foul and just really stink up the joint with some good old laughs. I really appreciate it. Anytime. I love this. This was so much fun.
That's awesome, man.
No,
all right.
Definitely.
Thanks again, buddy.
We're sitting around blowing each other.
All right, everybody lean to the left and open wide.
Fuck everything.
Bender is great. Bender is great. Bender. Yeah. Bender is great. And also, I'm God. Bite my side of my last, everybody.
in the Mean Boys Podcast. Fuck you!
Put that on my fucking tombstone, everybody.
Yay!